Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition, or the very first edition, of Brave Noob World. It's going to be a match between PlaysBadly and Doogie. Here on Triton, the latter edition, we've renamed Into the Void to Brave Noob World after it won the poll that I posted on my YouTube channel. Thank you everybody for participating. And we'll see how this goes. If people don't like it, then maybe I'll run another poll with more suggestions, but for now, it is Brave Noob World. Top left-hand corner here, we have the red Terran player. It is PlaysBadly, with the Falcon Paladin spinning logo and in the Falpal clan. And in the bottom right-hand corner, it is the blue Zerg player, Doogie. The only Doogie I've ever known in my entire life is Doogie Howser, played by Neil Patrick Harris when he was like 10 years old. If you don't know what Doogie Howser is, it's a show that came in the, I want to say the late 80s, early 90s, about a young, brilliant, genius kid, again, played by Neil Patrick Harris, who became a doctor when he was like 12. It's, I don't know, it's a really fun premise for a show. When I was a kid, I was like, heck yeah. Let's look at this kid who's smarter than all the adults in the room, right? That's pretty cool stuff when you're 10. Anyway, it did pretty well. I think it ran for 4 or 5 seasons. I can't remember anything about any of the episodes that I ever watched, though. Again, I was very young when it came out. Regardless, Doogie Howser. I wonder who's streaming that. Does Netflix have it, do you think? Maybe Amazon? Maybe one of those places. Anyway, this is just our examination every other week of silver and bronze level games that are sent to me. No! Sent to Sniper Monkey. His email address is in the description. Please send your Midrick Madness and Brave Noob World games to Sniper Monkey. Title them appropriately, okay? Title them Brave Noob World or Midrick Madness so he knows what you're talking about, and he'll screen them all. He'll determine which ones are the best, and then let me know which ones those are, and I'll cast those. Now, for Brave Noob World, we're looking for people who are new to the game. Obviously, bronze and silver, maybe not their first game ever, but they haven't been playing for 10 years, you know what I mean? But at this stage, it looks like the players generally know what they're doing. That was very much a 16, 18, 17 here from Doogie. He has a little bit oversaturation here. He's going to do a bit of a Maynard transfer to the natural base to compensate for that. Ooh, is he not making any Zerglings at all? Ooh, that's dangerous. You do want to make some Lings here. He's making drones, man. You have the resources to make Lings. So, especially against Terran, what you want to be doing here is getting 4 Lings, maybe 6 if you're super worried about it. So you can defend against Reaper attacks. But guess who's not making a Reaper here? PlaysBadly isn't. So you gambled and you won, Doogie, but against better players, a Reaper will be here before this Queen pops, and you will lose some drones to it. Third base coming up at 240, 230 there. I like the timing from Doogie. He's getting his third base up without really having any idea what's going on. He doesn't know there's a base here. He doesn't know there's a natural. He doesn't know there's this factory with a tank in production. So we're going to basically, well, you know what? There's this sneaky ninja too here from PlaysBadly. I'm not sure what he's doing, other than trying to get 3 bases of economy without having to really actually defend 3 bases, because if your opponent doesn't know a base exists, they are very unlikely to attack it, as it turns out. Injects aren't really happening here for Doogie. Unfortunately, he's also supply blocked, which is a problem, but he's making some overlords to compensate, so it's not like the worst supply block of all time. Tank, ooh, just as blasterates. 4 Lings there, one-shotting them like he does. Man, 4 kills on that tank, just new to the world. Can you imagine if babies were that productive like 10 seconds after they were born? They're just murdering Zerglings left and right. That'd be fantastic. So 3 bases for Doogie, 3 bases for PlaysBadly. This needs to be an... Okay, I was going to say it needs to be a planetary fortress, but he's upgrading it to an orbital command. He's really gambling with this. Like, if it's a planetary, you can at least hold off against a certain number of Zerglings that are coming to kill it. But if it's an orbital, like 4 Zerglings show up and you're kind of toast at this stage. I don't know. I like the tanks. I do like the tanks. I'm concerned about the fact there are no Marines out for PlaysBadly. Now, maybe he's heard that mech is good. And yes, he is technically meching it, but you need something to deal with Zerglings. Because if all you have are tanks, you're probably going to get dropped on by, dropper lords with Zerglings in them, or surrounded, or all sorts of bad things will happen to you if you only have tanks in your composition. Engineering bay on the way from PlaysBadly. I'd assume that would be for a planetary fortress upgrade somewhere, but it's a little bit too late for that. All of his bases are already orbitals, and if it's for infantry upgrades, then... oh, never mind. It's going to be for turrets. Because he's going for double armory, which is definitely double upgrades. Is he doing this without any Marines at all? I mean, Doogie's macro is actually sort of impressive. He's at 40 workers at 4.5 minutes. Again, the supply block slowed him down, but man, he is saturated on 2 bases, soon to be saturated on 3 bases, making 8 drones at a time. Does he have any kind of an army at all other than queens? He has 8 Zerglings. I don't know where they are. We're going to assume they're at the natural base here, but they're not. Where the heck? Overlord. Oh, they're just here off the creep. Okay. Well, good. Now, the problem for PlaysBadly here is that he is not harassing at all. If you're going to play as a Terran player versus Zerg, you absolutely need to harass. You need to open with a Reaper, harass with that. You need to open, maybe follow up with some Hellions. From there, maybe make a Liberator or some Banshees. Get Cloak for him, perhaps. You need to pick the Zerg player apart, because if you let them sit back and do this, even at the lower levels, they're going to have a maxed out army in about 10 minutes, and you probably won't. It's a little bit easier to macro as a Zerg player if you have a general concept of what's going on, as it seems like Doogie absolutely does. Look at him, 53 workers here. I mean, PlaysBadly is on 52 himself. He's been macroing pretty effectively, but he doesn't have... Well, both players kind of struggling to spend their cash. Also supply blocked here is PlaysBadly. So always be making overlords, always be making supply depots, always be making pylons. Whatever race you're playing, always be making more supply, because you'll need it if you're playing correctly. Being supply blocked sucks. All right, so we're getting some Thors for anti-air at the least. So Thor tank is an interesting idea. Now, you'll notice you're going to be floating a bunch of minerals doing this style of mech, which means you need Hellions. Get Hellions, get the Infernal Pre-Igniter upgrade, which is coming up down here on that tech lab. Make them into Hellbats, possibly. Can be really good against Zerglings, not as good against Banelings. I want to know what Doogie's up to, though. Doogie, Spire, Infestation Pit, Hydralisk Den. He's doing all of the stuff. Because he feels like he can. He's like, man, this Terran player let me get to 3 bases, no problem. I guess it's time for a 4th. Hey, check this action out. I'm going to expand down here. La 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 la. What a beautiful day to expand and turn myself into a hatchery. La la. What? Hurt, hurt, hurt. No, can't. What? No. Who's this? Who are these imposters? Now, this is where the Zerglings come into play. These Zerglings run over. This space is toast. If this was a planetary, this space lives a lot longer. So, pro tip here for PlaysBadly, you definitely want to go for a planetary fortress or your sneaky ninja 3rd base, because it can hold off these lings and these roaches. Really no problem. But as it stands, this is a lift. There you go. So at least he knows how to do that. And now he just lost his 3rd base. And all of those SCVs, that is a total of 12 SCVs down, which is real bad. Meanwhile, kind of trying to sneak a new 3rd base. This is going to be a 4th, but we'll call it the 3rd base now. And on the left side, again, it's more ninja. This is more traditional 3rd base location. This is a more traditional 3rd base location. Like, there's a reason these players do that. I love there's a single Hydralisk. Okay, 2 Hydralisks chasing this orbital around. Corrosive Biles. Catching it a little bit. Okay, is it burning? It's burning. And there's Hydras. Okay, so this is toast. There's really not much of an army to come save it either. I mean, I guess you could show up with these Thors. But with the Zerglings, this is a really good anti-Thor army. For sure. I mean, you're not landing this because you're going to die first. But it was a good attempt. And debris falls all over these Zerglings. I've always thought that Terran buildings that explode in the air should cause some damage to the stuff that they fall on. Does that make sense lore-wise? Anyway, Doogie's got a 4th base. He's working on a 5th base in the bottom left now. He is going for a hive at 8.5 minutes. Doogie has a pretty firm understanding of what is going on in the game, and I would say that PlaysBadly does not as much. He recognizes he's floating a ton of money because he has no Hellions to speak of. Again, he got Blue Flame. Hey, he's making a Hellbat. All right, so trick here. You can double pump those if you get reactors on 1 or 2 of your factories here. I know you want to be able to build Thors and tanks and stuff. That's what the tech labs are for. I get it. But this factory should probably have a reactor on it so that you can double pump Hellions, because you're going to want to make a lot of Hellions in this particular strategy. Now, Thors are out. The problem with Thors is if you have enough Zerglings and they have enough upgrades, they will destroy them. Especially if there's some Banelings and some Hydras involved. Oh, did you find... Oh, this one's a planetary. Hey! New 3rd base is a planetary. He learned his lesson. Kind of. High-sec auto-tracking's even done. That's fantastic. All right, so the Zergling... Ah, taking some tank fire. Taking some tank fire. And the Roaches and Ravagers aren't going to do very well. The Zerglings would do well if they weren't outnumbered by the total number of Thors here. You need to basically be cost for cost here. Thors are a bunch of resources. And so you need a bunch of resources and Zerglings and Banelings and Hydras to take them down per Thor, right? Regardless, PlaysBadly has this base coming up for a 4th. I mean, the Zerg player is doing great. He's spreading creep, sort of. Little bit of attention is being paid to spreading creep here, but he's at 68 workers. He's making 32 Hydras. 32 Hydralisks, yo. It's a lot of Hydralisks. So here comes the Mass Thor play. And, you know, this can be hard to deal with as a Zerg player, as someone who has lost to Mass Thor, you know, a few times in the last month. Yeah, I think these Thors are going to be okay. It'd be nice if they had some Hellions or Hellbats, though, just to maybe absorb some of the shots. But, yeah, man, these Hydras trading pretty effectively. Additional Hydras are coming in. Lings are getting stuck behind the Hydralisks, but slowly whittling down the Hydra count. Are they focusing down? They're not. Oh, they did focus down one of the Thors and take it down, but 13 kills, 7 kills, 15 kills, and 6 kills. So PlaysBadly, if he's got more Thors coming, maybe like a Raven. Army supply is 69 to 57, but a lot of these Thors are injured. This one is almost dead with 39 HP to him. He's waiting for additional Thors to show up. Scanning here would be beautiful. You have a ton of energy available on these orbital commands to just scan and kill these creep tumors. That would be nice, as long as you're not doing anything else here, which you aren't. We're going to go Ling Hydra here, which... ooh, he's dropping a mule, trying to repair the Thor, but it's going to be too late, and it does end up going down. A surround. This is exactly what you need. Ling surround on top of the Thors, and then Hydra's picking from distance here. The mules go down. Queens are even in the mix. Transfuse is happening for Doogie. Who is this man? Transfusing from a Zerg player in Brave Noob World. What is happening? Doogie, I have my suspicions about you. 132 APM on average. You know, this might have been PlaysBadly running up against somebody who was a little bit higher MMR than he is. It sure seems like. So I like the Hellbats. If you'd had these Hellbats, you'd have had a better time in the last couple of battles. But I like that you're making more factories. You need more factories than 4, though, if you're going to be on 5 bases. Your income is going to be really good. With 66 SCVs, you're going to want like at least 3 more factories, possibly even more. You can build a couple more over here if you feel worried about it. If you're running out of space in your main, which is definitely something that can happen to Terran and Protoss players. You know what also would be good is some tanks. Like, you don't have to go mass Thor, but if you had like 3 tanks sitting behind those Thors, that battle would have gone a lot better for you. Viper play! Doogie! You're not a Brave Noob World player at all, are you? Nobody makes Vipers in Brave Noob World. Alright, well, here we go. Are you seriously gonna Blinding Cloud this planetary? That would be incredible. No, he's not going to, but it's going to die anyway because there are just too many Roaches and Hydras and Lings here. And the base goes down. So we've got our bajillion Blue Flame Hellbats in the mix. Yeah, why don't you mess with that, Zerglings? And they decide, no, we're going to nope right on out of there. That's another sign that Doogie's a bit of a higher level player, is the ability to nope on out of there when things are going bad. All right, here we go. So this is Thors with Hellbat support. And the Thors are kind of trying to take down the Vipers, which nice abduct, but I don't... Okay, yeah, you're good. Nice. Okay, that worked out. That totally worked out. You're able to focus down that Thor and kill it. And the Hellbat's just not really able to stand up to this many Roaches and Hydralisks, especially if they have +1 attack and +2 armor. Whereas the mech units do have +2 and +2 themselves. Okay, so +2/+2, not too shabby here for PlaysBadly, but... Yeah, you'll notice you're floating about 1,600 minerals. That is so many more Hellbats happening. I don't know how you don't have more gas. I guess you haven't quite taken that refinery yet. We are fully saturated in all of these refineries. Yes, it did lose this space, which is a problem. And that's fully saturating too. So you're spending your gas, which as a mech player is something you want to do. Without question. But you just don't have enough Hellions or Hellbats. And again, just having a huge number of Hellbats here would be pretty good. Doogie's decided to make Ultralisks, because again, he has Hydralisks. He's got the Roaches. He's got a Spire. He's got Ravagers. He's making Vipers for that one abduct that was actually pretty clutch from Doogie. He's getting +2 missile attack 2. He's getting chitinous plating. +3 ground armor. Or carapace is really not too bad. Yeah, this looks... I mean, it's a planetary with Thor support and Hellbats here, but... One Ultralisk down. You need to repair this planetary now. The SCVs came in late on that repair. They could have saved it for some time. But yeah, too much with the Ultralisks, too much with the Hydras and the Ravagers and the Roaches. 3 Thors are definitely outcosted by this particular group of units. And I think, oh, see what I mean by supporting tank fire? Supporting tank fire is really good. Making some more tanks would be great against this ground-heavy composition that Doogie's rolling with. Seriously, though, if there were just 5 or 6 tanks in any of these battles, it would go so much better for you, PlaysBadly. Really would. So we're at 74 to 54 workers in favor of Doogie. Army supply is about double that of PlaysBadly. His creep spread, again, is pretty much dedicated to making sure his bases are connected by creep, and that's about it. Which is honestly not bad. It's more important to focus on your army and stuff. If you're a newer Zerg player, you can worry about creep spread later. There have been plenty of games where I have had beautiful creep spread, and my army is lackluster because I've been paying more attention to that. One of these days, I'll figure out both of those things. It will be glorious. More Thors, man. If at first you don't succeed, Thor again. We're working on +3 armor for that mech, but no +3 attack, which would be nice. I would support getting +3 attack for your mech if you're going mech. Also, again, 2,000 minerals in the bank. He's got another couple factories here, which I appreciate. He's using them all for Thors, though. Okay, here we come again. Doogie sharking around, trying to find bases to kill. That's a free planetary if you want it. Yeah, with these Ultras, with these upgrades, 3 armor, and chitinous plating. Yeah, that's dead. Hydra support there is beautiful. More SCVs getting massacred. 45 SCVs have gone down. And this Thor group might actually be enough to deal with this army by Doogie. Doogie retreats, but he's happy having killed that base. That said, PlaysBadly is replacing this one. He's replaced this one already. He's muling the ever-living crap out of it. He has so many minerals. I'm not kidding. Just build, like, 2 more factories, reactor them, and just pump out Hellions. Turn them into Hellbats if you want. They're a little tankier that way, and they hit pretty hard in straight-up battles. And at the very least, they're taking some damage that your Thors would be taking otherwise. So, this is a lot of Thors all of a sudden. This is 16 Thors. Again, if you brought some tanks with you, I would feel better about this. Oh, yes, attacking into a choke is really good for you. A lot of these Thors are attacking. These Ultras are bumping around the back. Is this working from PlaysBadly? Doogie's going to be so mad if he loses this game. Because he's out-expanded Doogie. He's killed bases, or PlaysBadly. He's killed bases of PlaysBadly's. He's killed so many SCVs, but does it even matter? This is kind of incredible. So I guess pro tip for Doogie here is Lingbane Hydra is a great answer here. Blinding Cloud on these Thors is really nice too. Good surround on these Ultralisks, but bam, bam, thank you, man. These Ultras are starting to fall fairly quickly. The Thors are definitely dying, but the Ultras are not getting their worth here. These Ultras are dying with 0 total kills. Thor versus Ultra. Thor wins that battle against random Thor. Or rather, Ultra wins that battle against random Thor. And now you're in trouble as a Zerg player. You're always in trouble as a Zerg player if the enemy has a big army and they're sitting on your front doorstep. This is where you're desperately throwing Lings at them, desperately throwing Ultras at them. This Thor gets surrounded and massacred because it's alone. And let that be a lesson to you, Thors. You need to be in groups. I love that we're sending up little additional groups of units to try to deal with the Thors that are joining the party, but your major problem is you can't handle this army, and PlaysBadly gets the win in a game that he was probably down in for the most part. That was amazing. Oh, that was fantastic. What a win. What a win from PlaysBadly. He ends up losing 28 Thors in the process, 45 SCVs, and 30 Hellbats. But at the end of the game, he's got 13 Thors against 2 Ultras and a Hydralisk. And Doogie has the better economy. No, just the number of bases. I guess he just lost 2, so maybe not anymore. Yeah, PlaysBadly actually has the better economy at the end of the game. But yeah, 8 drones died and a couple hatcheries at the end of the game. That's incredible. Like, to win a game like that where you don't bother the Zerg player at all. And I guess that's how it works in the lower levels, though. If you can just mech, you can actually do that against a superior economy and a superior Zerg army. with the Thors. If the Zerg player is not going for the Lingbane Hydra Blinding Cloud play, which they probably should go for. A couple Blinding Clouds, one here, Lingbane Hydra, and these Thors are toast. He had the Vipers. That's what confuses me. He never really used them for much except for that single abduct. But again, that's the trick, right? Is you can see spellcasters at the lower levels, but are they used effectively or not? Probably not. Probably not for sure. So great job, man. PlaysBadly gets the victory here with his Thors that are really good at the lower levels. If you're a Terran player struggling in like bronze, silver, gold, Mass Thor, dude, you can make your living with it. You can even do pretty well in platinum and diamond from what I've seen. Anyhow, I think that's going to be it for me today. So this has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with a first ever edition of Brave Noob World. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.
Broken and ashamed by what you have done. There is no redemption. And so you must run. And it's taken your heart and broken your soul. You cannot go back until you're made whole. And you're running into the void. You go searching into the void to find a place you can live. A place you can love. Is it just an illusion? When push comes to shove, there's a light upon you, and you follow it on. Looking for reason and a way to atone. All around you, the planets and stars. You're lost in a maelstrom of a great new unknown. And you're running into the void. You go searching into the void to find a place you can live. A place you can love. Is it just an illusion? When push comes to shove, into the void.